I'm going to start my speech on complaining effectively with a complaint. It seems like everyone is always complaining. So how do you get your complaints noticed and addressed in the overwhelming sea of complaints around you? There is an easy way to do this, and I will explain. By following some simple guidelines, you can complain more effectively. Just remember these 3 points. Don't be emotional, be specific, and be positive, and you can become a more effective complainer. Let's start with one of the easiest things to forget when you're complaining. Don't be emotional. You need to remove yourself from the situation before making your complaint. Find a friend, family member, someone you trust, and take some time and just vent. Get that initial emotion out. Then return to your complaint. Focus on what you think is fact and separate that from the feeling. Facts are what matter most. You need to keep focused on those. When you make your complaint, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Be professional. Yelling, for instance, will not help you be an effective complainer. Cursing or using abusive language might get a response, but it's not going to be a consistently effective one. Finally, don't exaggerate. This may seem like a good idea, but again, facts matter. Lying will only reduce your credibility. Also, it's best to admit any fault you might play in the situation. This will prove that you're serious about your concern and that you really want to find a solution that works for all parties. Remember, the person that you're talking to has probably heard it all before and will know when you're just blowing smoke. And honesty is really the best policy. The second important guideline is to be specific. Before making your complaint, spend some time really just preparing what you're going to say. Figure out who's the most effective person to make this complaint to, and then take some time to figure out how to approach this complaint with regards to that person. Take some time to figure out what you intend to say so that you know what you're going to state before you state it. Focus on one complaint at a time. If you start complaining and you have this long list to get through, it's less likely that your complaint will be taken seriously. Decide what the most important complaint is and focus on that. When picking a complaint, ask yourself, is this truly worth complaining about? No one likes a constant complainer, so pick your complaints carefully. If it's really just not worth complaining about, go find that trusted person, vent to them, and move on. If you still have a complaint that's worth complaining about, make sure you know what you want to achieve. The person you are complaining to has more important things to do, so don't waste their time. Make it short and to the point. Also, always have a solution to your complaint, so that you can state exactly how you think this complaint can be resolved. As I stated earlier, a properly planned solution should benefit all parties and can make or break an effective complaint. Finally, be positive. It's easy to forget this one because, well, you're complaining, and generally that's a negative experience. However, staying positive is crucial to effective complaining. The best way to remember this is to work on it from the very start. Even when you're planning your complaint, plan on being positive. Make a complaint sandwich. Start the conversation with a compliment. I really like your products because, etc., etc. Then proceed to your complaint, but I'm having an issue with, etc. Followed by another compliment. I really hope we can resolve this because your company has always been my favorite, etc. Again, as I stated earlier, always try to frame the solution to your complaint as a win-win situation. If all parties benefit, it seems more worth working to resolve the complaint. Finally, if you go into your complaint with a positive attitude, this will always just come naturally, but thank the person you're talking to as the conversation progresses. A smile and a kind word will go a long way, even during a complaint. It seems so simple, but often we forget these little guidelines. Try it next time you have a complaint. Don't be emotional, be specific, and be positive. Following these really simple guidelines will not ensure that you get what you want every time you complain. However, when complaining is done selectively and by following these guidelines, you will notice that you have become more effective at getting your concerns heard and appreciated.